Welcome to JSA TV Live, the newsroom for telecom and data center professionals. I'm Barb Mitchell, coming to you today live from the floor of Datacloud Global Congress. Beautiful Monaco.
Absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. Joining me is Jeff Barber, VP of Global Data Centers for Bloom Energy.
Thanks great to be here.
Yeah, thank you. We see each other in the nicest of places, don't we?
Hawaii, Monaco.
Yeah. Exciting to see you. How's the show? But you've been busy, right? You were
swamped.
You were in Ireland before here. Leads me to a question. You know, why Europe? You're spending a bit of time here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you seeing new opportunities, new focus on the market?
Absolutely, seeing incredible demand, primarily for information and education on Bloom. But there's power issues all over the world, but Europe specifically. Just spent a ton of time in Ireland speaking with customers, speaking with the government, with the regulatory bodies. Yeah, Bloom is definitely seeing an uptick in demand. We're installed in Italy today, so we have the European Union. Everything's done. All the certifications are complete or almost complete. So yeah, it's been busy, and it came directly here from Ireland to Monaco.
Yeah, so busy, and you're involved with some talks around sustainability. I know you're an author in the next edition of Greener Data. So we're looking forward to hearing about that. But, you know, we talk about power shortages and the solution that Bloom can bring to the table for that. One of the next questions around that is, okay, well, what about sustainability? And can you speak to that? Yeah,
absolutely. This is obviously a softball question when you're working for Bloom. Right. Bloom is sustainability, right? So we are on-site power generation through microgrids. On day one, just deploying the system is typically 25-30% lower carbon footprint than a utility. So that's a great advantage. We also today enable carbon capture. So you could be zero carbon on day one with Bloom. We don't combust anything, so there's no particulates, no SOx or NOx. Makes things much easier from a permitting perspective. And as we know, the tenants and the developers are now very much paying attention to ESG metrics. So we get them way ahead of the game on day one.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a good point. So much of what we talk about is around how do we measure success for this, and what are some of the ways we can do this? What are some of the actual actionable steps people can take? I know that in our industry, a lot of the data center providers are thinking about that. And, you know, one of the things I know that you think about is your recycling program. So can you speak to that?
Yeah, I can. As I mentioned, day one, we're much lower carbon. So that helps with the metrics, with the ESG metrics. The Bloom boxes are over 96% recyclable. These are, when we reclaim fuel cells, either for service or end of life, those fuel cells are reused as actual new product. So one of the unique things about the product, there are no precious metals or rare earth metals in the device. There's nothing molten. This is where a lot of our intellectual property is. We're able to deliver tens of megawatts of power to the facility with no rare earth metals, nothing toxic coming out of the box.
Yeah.
So it's pretty incredible. In fact, we just released our 2022. So the look back at 2022, our sustainability report. Probably 400 pages of metrics. If anyone's interested, it's on our website.
No shortage of metrics.
Yeah, I've been trying to get through the whole thing, but it's no shortage of metrics. That's for sure.
Yeah. And I also understand you're up for an award. So some of the work that you're being done is being recognized. Tell us about that. We'll be there tonight. We'll be
massive.
Fingers crossed.
I mean, when I was notified of the potential award, I thought to myself, that really is validation of our legitimacy in the data center world. These are all the biggest players. Bloom is now deploying tens of megawatts with hyperscalers, with developers. It's an incredible honor just to be nominated, again, recognized as the perfect solution for data center specifically. So I'm excited for tonight.
I'm excited too.
Got the new tux and everything ready to go. Just because of sizing issues, it had to be a new tux. Yes.
Right. Well,
COVID. We're going to blame COVID.
We'll blame COVID. Yeah. COVID. Yeah. And so I know one of your the other benefits. I don't want to miss bringing this up is just sort of time to deployment, time to power for your customers, and talk about that as a differentiator.
Yeah, absolutely. As we know, all throughout the world, There's issues with transmission. There's issues with generation from a centralized grid.
Right.
Bloom is distributed. Bloom is on site. These are actual devices. We have manufacturing in Delaware and Fremont, California. We don't have the lead times of a centralized grid, which many times are being quoted as 4, 5, 6, sometimes 10 years for appropriate transmission and substation fixtures. So it's we can accelerate your facility coming online by literally years in most markets.
Right. So important with the pace that our industry is moving, but also the pace that people want to adopt more sustainable solutions.
Absolutely. And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the increase in densities and workloads with ML AI becoming more prevalent. Developers are looking for ways to boost the per rack densities. Bloom is the perfect solution for that, with or without the utility. But if the utility happens to be there, we can supplement that existing power and get your per rack rates up there for the GPU workloads, the AI and ML workloads, which are becoming so prevalent. Yep.
So is there anything that you can, sort of give us a peek under the curtain of what's next in the short term, the next sort of 12 months out? Anything we should be watching for from Bloom?
I think obviously green hydrogen is a huge push for Bloom. I mean, aside from the power generation, we're the world's most efficient electrolyzer as well. There's a whole dedicated line of business to that that's really coming up. Bloom is essentially hydrogen fuel cells today. So we're looking forward to the day when there's green hydrogen that's distributable. Either blended in, which most countries are talking about right now. We can take over 20% of a hydrogen blend today with no modification, but the device is future proof. And when green hydrogen is available, it is a very simple procedure for us to upgrade that same box to pure hydrogen, in which case the only output is water vapor at that point. So true carbon free. It'll be exciting. And I would expect to see a continuation of densities and efficiencies. Today we're at 55 kilowatts per device. I would expect to see that going up. It's very, very good time to be at Bloom.
Yeah,
for sure.
Sounds like it. Yeah. Well, and it's always a pleasure to speak with you. For those of our viewers who may want to find you maybe at the show and say hi and connect, where can they find you, first of all, but also second of all, for those that aren't here, where can they connect with you after the show?
Well, as far as at the show, you'll find me hiding in a corner from now on, because it's been back-to-back meetings for a couple of days now. Obviously, bloomenergy.com. You can find me on LinkedIn, Jeff Barber, like you said. We have a tremendous amount of resources on the Bloom website. As I mentioned, the sustainability report is a very valuable document as well.
Good light read.
Good light read. Good light read. Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Barb.
Always a pleasure to speak with you. Yeah. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in to JSA TV, coming to you live today from Datacloud Global Congress in Monaco. Until next time.
Bye-bye.